What if we could reconstruct the final 18 hours of Pompeii? Not the eruption, but the lives of the people who had no idea it was coming. The date is August 24th, 79 AD. Pompeii is sleeping. 20,000 people live here. None of them know today is different. The mountain behind the city has not erupted in recorded memory. To the people of Pompeii, it is simply a mountain, beautiful, covered in vineyards. This is the story of their last 18 hours, hour by hour. 6 in the morning, the first sounds of Pompeii begin. The baker has been awake since 3. His ovens never truly sleep. Round loaves of bread, scored into 8 sections, bake in the heat. Archaeologists will find these loaves still in the oven 2,000 years later. But for now, the bread is warm. The morning is ordinary. 7 in the morning, the streets of Pompeii begin to fill. Pompeii has no running water in most homes. People come to the fountains. A young woman arrives at the fountain with a clay amphora to fill.
She is probably 20 years old. She has lived here her entire life. She doesn't notice the mountain. It has always simply been there. 8 in the morning, the Thermopolium on the Via dell'Abbondanza opens. Pompeii had at least 80 thermopolia, more fast food shops than most modern towns. Wine, lentil stew, salted fish and olives. The menu hasn't changed in centuries. Children run through the street on their way to a schoolmaster's lesson. Roman children do not use desks. They sit outside on the street steps. 9 in the morning, the public baths begin to fill with steam and voices. The baths are not just for washing.
They are Pompeii's living room. Business is conducted here. Gossip is traded. Friendships are made and broken. Pompeii is a prosperous city. It trades wool, fish sauce, and wine. Fish sauce, garum, is Pompeii's most famous export. The smell is legendary. Merchants argue over prices at the entrance to the covered market. A money changer counts bronze coins behind a small wooden table. Pompeii is alive with voices, laughter, animals, and trade on this morning. No one notices that the birds left the mountain 3 days ago.
No one speaks of it. There have been tremors before. There are always tremors. 10 in the morning. The Forum is Pompeii's beating heart. The Temple of Jupiter towers over the northern end of the plaza. A priest burns incense on the altar steps. Smoke curls into the blue sky. The Pompeians are religious. Shrines appear at nearly every street corner. The young woman stops at the corner shrine and leaves a small olive branch. She does not know this is the last offering she will ever make. 11 in the morning. Election campaigns cover the city's walls. Pompeii will hold elections in just a few weeks. It never will. It is the oldest stone amphitheatre in the Roman world, built in 70 BC. A gladiator trains in the barracks behind the theatre. Sword strikes echo on stone. He does not know this is his last morning of training. Ever. Near the harbour, fishermen bring in the morning's catch from the bay. The Bay of Naples is unusually calm this morning, almost glassy. The soldier leans against a wall at the city gate, bored, relaxed. His job today is routine. Check travellers, keep order. Noon is approaching. The city is at its loudest, its most alive. Lunchtime. The city slows its breath, shutters close. Wine is poured. The young woman sits in a courtyard, eating bread and figs in the shade. Noon. August 24th. The mountain has been quiet for 1700 years. Then, at approximately 1 in the afternoon, the mountain ends its silence. The eruption column rises 20 kilometers into the sky. Impossibly high, the sound reaches Pompeii like a thunderclap. Then another, then a roar. The young woman drops her amphora. It shatters on the stone street. She looks toward the mountain. The sky above it has turned black. The baker runs to his doorway. He has never seen anything like this. Across the bay in Misenum, the Admiral Pliny the Elder watches and takes notes. He calls it a cloud shaped like an umbrella pine. His words survive. He does not. Back in Pompeii, the first ash begins to fall.
Light at first, like snow. Children hold out their hands to catch the falling ash. They think it is snow. The soldier looks at the sky, and for the first time today, he is afraid. 2 in the afternoon. The sky has turned the color of a bruise. Pumice stones begin to fall from the sky. Small at first, then larger. The pumice falls at a rate of 15 centimeters per hour. Roofs begin to crack. Families tie pillows to their heads with cloth. A pathetic shield, but they try. Some people run for the harbor. The boats are already overwhelmed and capsizing. Others run inland, away from the mountain, into the countryside. The soldier at the gate does not run. He does not leave his post. The baker ties a cloth over his mouth. He is still trying to save the bread. 3 in the afternoon. The sky is now completely black. Torches are lit. The young woman has found her mother. They hold hands in the dark street. They decide to stay inside. Many people do. They think walls will protect them. They are wrong, but they do not know that yet. No one knows that yet.
5 in the evening. The eruption column begins to collapse under its own weight. What follows is called a pyroclastic surge. Nothing in the ancient world could survive it. A surge travels at 300 kilometers per hour. At 700 degrees, the first surge hits the northern districts of Pompeii. Then the second. The third. Every person still inside the city walls dies within minutes. There is no escape now. The young woman does not make it to the city gate. No one near her does. The baker is found exactly where he stood, his hands still near the oven. The soldier is found at his post, standing, facing the street, doing his duty. By midnight, Pompeii is buried under 4 to 6 meters of ash and pumice. A city of 20,000 people has been erased in less than 18 hours.
And then, silence. The mountain finishes. The world moves on without Pompeii. For 17 centuries, Pompeii lay beneath the earth, forgotten. In 1748, workers digging a canal near Naples strike something hard beneath the earth. What they find changes history. Pompeii has been perfectly preserved beneath the ash. The colors on the walls are still bright, the food still in the pots, and the people are still there, frozen in the ash. Giuseppe Fiorelli's method: pour liquid plaster into the ash voids, and they appear. A dog still chained, a man covering his face, a child reaching for a parent. They were not myths. They were not symbols. They were just people like us. The baker's bread, the loaves still in his oven, was sold at auction in 1748. The fountain where the young woman filled her amphora still stands in Pompeii today. More than a third of Pompeii is still unexcavated.
More is still waiting below. Somewhere beneath that earth, there are still more stories. Still more people. The mountain still watches. Vesuvius is not extinct. It is simply resting. 3 million people live in its shadow today. Naples is the city at its foot. Scientists believe the next eruption of Vesuvius is not a question of if, only when. Pompeii did not just preserve a disaster. It preserved an ordinary day, a morning, a market, a child at school, a soldier at a gate, a young woman carrying water, a baker pulling bread from a fire. These are the stories that the ash kept for us. 2,000 years of waiting.
The bread, the wine, the olive branch, the broken amphora on the stone. Every object they left behind says the same thing. We were here. We were real. On August 24th, 79 AD, 20,000 people woke up and lived their lives. And then, without warning, without mercy, the mountain took everything away. But the ash also gave us something back. It gave us them. Pompeii is the most complete portrait of ordinary life in the ancient world. Every time you visit, every time you look,
someone from that day looks back. This was their last day. Every ordinary hour of it, theirs. And now, ours.